He built an empire so invisible that the FBI didn't even know his name. Then his wife bought him a coat. And everything was gone. Harlem, 1960s. While every other drug lord in New York was loud, flashy, and fighting for attention, one man was doing the complete opposite. Frank Lucas dressed like a nobody, traveled like a nobody, ate where nobody important ate, and while everyone was looking the other way, he was quietly building one of the most sophisticated drug operations America had ever seen. He didn't buy his product from the Italian mafia like everyone else. He went directly to Southeast Asia, cutting out the middleman entirely. His operation was so clean and so quiet that law enforcement had zero idea who he was. Zero. This man was moving millions of dollars through Harlem, and the FBI could not put a face to the name. That was his superpower, invisibility, but every man has one weakness. And Frank Lucas was about to find his. March 8, 1971. Madison Square Garden, New York City. The fight of the century. Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. The most anticipated boxing match in history. Every powerful person in New York wanted to be in that building, and Frank Lucas was there. But he didn't walk in quietly like he always did. That night, Frank Lucas walked into Madison Square Garden wearing a full-length chinchilla fur coat worth $100,000, with a matching hat. $100,000 in 1971. That is equivalent to over $700,000 today. His wife Julie had bought it for him, and Frank, the man who had built his entire empire on the principle of invisibility, wore it. He didn't just wear it. He sat in seats better than Diana Ross, better than Frank Sinatra, better than the most famous celebrities in the world, an unknown man, in the best seats in the house, wearing a coat worth more than most people's homes. Law enforcement noticed immediately. Officers began asking questions. Who is that? How does he have those seats? Where does that kind of money come from? Frank Lucas left Madison Square Garden that night a marked man. In his own words, he said exactly that. I left that fight a marked man. From that single night, the FBI began pulling the thread, and once they started pulling, the whole empire began to unravel. He was arrested in 1975, convicted on federal and state drug charges, sentenced to 70 years in prison. 70 years. For a coat. Now here is why I'm telling you this story. Not because Frank Lucas was a drug lord, not because of what he built or how he built it, because of one principle that destroyed him and destroys men every single day in 2026. Breaking your own code the moment success arrives. Frank Lucas had a code. Stay invisible. Stay quiet. Let the work speak. Don't be the loudest man in the room. That code built his empire. But the moment he felt he had arrived, the moment he wanted the world to see what he had become, he broke it. One night, one coat, one decision. And I need you to understand something. This is not just a gangster story. This is your story. This is every young man's story. How many times have you worked in silence, building something real, and the moment you got a small win, you went straight to social media to announce it? How many times have you broken your own discipline the moment life got comfortable? How many times have you let someone else's opinion of what success looks like make you act out of character? Frank Lucas lost his empire to a coat. What are you losing yours to? The code is simple. Build in silence. Stay disciplined when it's easy, not just when it's hard. And never let the version of yourself that wants validation override the version of yourself that builds empires. That is the unwritten code. If this hit different, subscribe. Every week we break down the mindset, strategy, and discipline of the world's most calculated minds and translate it into principles for the man who is ready to build something real. No fluff, no shortcuts, just code. Welcome to Unwritten Code.